Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your minds like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy, Daddy, take your pick. I'm avoiding your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you need. While you chase the crumbs and I take the lead. Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. You said I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I've got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no end in sight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm owning your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy, Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see, you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you've got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. You'll be stuck with Daddy for life. I'm Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
I had so much fun making that, guys. How's everybody doing this evening? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, we got a crazy one for you tonight. Oh man, oh man. So I was able to get a hold of that transcript. Oh my gosh, I came up with a beautiful story that's going to blow your mind away. Oh, we'll do a little bit of the transcript. We'll do a little bit of the story. The story is long. It's got 7 chapters, and for each chapter, I made a track. And here is the first track off of that new album that should be coming out very soon. Check this out. This is good. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Hope you can.
I didn't ask for this, but here I am. Yeah, the martyr in the middle.
Everything I did was for them. Everything I said was to protect. But they still come at me like I'm the suspect.
I put myself on the line.
Took the heat, took the blame. And still they drag my name through the flame. They don't see the cost, they just see the show. But I'm the one bleeding while the cameras roll. I kept my mouth shut when I could've let go. But they take that silence like I don't know. I pay the price. I roll the dice. I stand alone. And still they try to take my throne. I didn't get rich from this, didn't get fame. I just got the scars and the weight of the name. You think I enjoy being the target? You think I like how far they've gone to market? I carry their dirt so they can look clean, but they still push me out of the scene. I can tell you stories that would burn the place, but I keep them locked down, just in case. I pay the price. I pay the price. they try to take my throne.
You don't know the weight until you wear it. You don't know the fight until you bear it. I've been holding the line when they all run away. That's why I'm still here and they don't stay.
Martyrdom, written in pain. Every sacrifice carved in my name. And if I go down, it won't be in vain. 'Cause the martyr's story stays in the game.
Oh yeah, that was the martyrdom monologue. Okay, so the way that I came up with that one, and it sort of goes towards. I moved my seat just a little bit. It feels like I'm like sitting really low. So what I did is I took that transcript and I made a story. Whenever I say I made a story, I mean I made a story. And I'll just give you a little brief glimpse of what that sounds like. Chapter 1, the martyrdom monologue. The stream loaded with its usual bait and switch, a looping too perfect avatar smiling like a toothpaste ad. Framed in fake lighting and flawless angles, no camera feed, no glimpse into reality. The viewer never saw the real Fleesa. They didn't see the sweltering garage she broadcast from, the smoke curling off half-burned cigarettes in a chipped mug, or the stack of Rubbermaid bins pressed against the wall like plastic sentinels. They didn't hear the slow drip of oil under the workbench or the smell of the stale mix of motor fluid and yesterday's takeout. They heard that voice. Oh, and it is a beautiful Saturday. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. Let me just go ahead and bring up that transcript so you can see what I'm looking at. T42, welcome, doll. Welcome to the...
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh, yes. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, pop, bollocks, and fuckery. Over again. They heard Papa Nut. Don't know why it keeps unsubscribing you. T42, it wasn't that it kept unsubscribing you. If you look, you got refunded. So what happened is I changed my memberships. So you'll see everybody that was members as of the 7th. I eliminated the lowest tier. And I created a new tier. It's the same tier basically, but it's just $1 more. And so everybody got refunded their money that was on the lowest tier, and they got it taken back. Yeah, that voice. Yeah, the voice is absolutely horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. Let's get this thing on here. Let's pull this thing up so you guys can read along a little bit with me. It is right here. And it says, now the timeline's wrong, apparently there. It was Christmas and the fence was done afterwards. Lie, not true. Everyone knows that's not true. I'm being blamed now because they don't have a permit. I'm sorry. Nope, not true. You had a permit the entire time. If you knew it was expiring, you should have made sure that permit was taken care of. You didn't. That's not my fault. I walked in, there was a permit. Sorry. Oh, and apparently the contractors came in and I said no. The only thing I said no to was Mexicans is what I was told. She can get Mexicans to come and do what you call it, framing for. 10 grand just for labor. So I said, no, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Why am I going to, when I have only so much money to spend? You don't have any money. You have no money. That money isn't yours to spend. Why am I going to pay half of it just labor like that when I already knew I didn't have to? So no, that's not what I said no to. Anything else I never said no to. But is this really a friend of hers? I don't know, Don. I have no idea. I'm told she only speaks to 3 people, and that's not one of them. So who knows? I have no idea. All I can tell you is I only speak to John. Well, John is going after Tug, and Megan wants to sue them. I don't know if you know how lawsuits work, but that's not how they work. So I have no idea. Hillentop, I got you. I'll get you in a second. So I have no idea who that is. I mean, not to put you on the spot, but what was the order? Do you have any idea what the order is? How the projects were? Do you? Everybody should know. They should all know why her friend she talks to all the time is saying otherwise. I have no idea. Apparently, the fence was paid off for just with your gift cards. Really? That's not what you understood. Hillentop became a YouTube member. Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a big old bag of twats. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, baller, dash, poppycock, ballugs, and fuckery. Oh, yes. It's unbelievably sad, so senseless. Oh, and I will tell you, the 911 call, I heard that today, and I was just like, oh my God. That is some unhinged stuff. Calling about your internet being down. What is wrong with you? And apparently, the fence was paid for with just gift cards, but no one seems to remember that we picked out a fence for her and she had to change it to a better fence. So it went from $49 a panel to $69 a panel. Now, I remember whenever that fence was being built, there was questions about that. We sat down, we're just like, are they putting it around the entire property? That's a lot of work, putting it around the entire property, but apparently not. No, we thought they had just stuck fence posts in the ground. We were like, you just can't do that. That's not going to work. Those things will rot out. Even worse, they poured cement in there and then stuck it in the cement in the ground. Yeah, that's not much better. If you know how concrete and sand works, it's a little weird. So that's going to be a real interesting one. Yeah, it's going to be a real interesting one. We'll see how long the fence lasts, but hey, according to what we've been reading and understanding is they didn't even want the fence in the first place. That's what she was saying. Crazy, isn't it? Panel we end up getting on sale, but not the sale that we originally thought it was going to be. And then the post and all that other stuff too. You can get one of those posts for practically nothing. If you start totaling it all up, you might be looking at $3,000 total, maybe. And that's what we said at the time. It was like, where's all the money coming from? It sounds like people were doing donations. Just for the panels we bought, from what I saw, being generous, max 10 panels, about $690. Well, and of course, you have to add the posts, which are maybe anywhere from 10 to $20 a post. Those 4x4s can be pretty expensive, especially at the time that they were doing it. There was just a jump in price on wood, but we're being generous here and saying, hey, all of the parts, all the labor, $3,000. And they're saying that they did it all with gift cards, but then they said they needed more money. And then they said it was $10,000 and $20,000. And who knows what the price it was at this point in time. We started, looking at all of this, both Yamaha and I were looking at this going, how in the hell what? This is their big reveal. And of course, you know, I had no idea at the time that there was this big metal shed out there and that they were trying to build that as a garage. I mean, the amount of money that they spent on that, they could have gotten actual lumber for the inside of the house. And then you got all the privacy in the world. You could have framed the damn thing out. I mean, I don't know what spray foam costs at. I mean, I've been to Lowe's and looked at it because I was going to use it on a project, but you can buy containers and spray guns. You know, we're not talking about the kind of stuff that's like the quick, whatever, the, you know, quick foam crap. We're talking about a professional spray foam gun and all that crap. And it doesn't cost very much. I mean, you lay your studs in, you drill out your holes where you're going to run your wiring through. And if you're going to put spray foam on it, then you just hit it with spray foam over the top of all of that. And then you have everything stubbed out where you're going to put all your electrical. I mean, it doesn't take much to do and it doesn't cost a whole lot. And you could get a crew that could come in there. If you're actually wanting to like put 2 floors on there, you have to actually, you know, make sure that you've got enough strength in the walls to hold whatever subfloor you're putting in. I mean, this isn't really hard to do, but and you know, 10 grand would not be unreasonable to have somebody come out and frame out your entire house and get it set up for your electrical and all that crap. You know, another 2-3 grand, you could have an electrician come in and run electrical, and that's with the wiring, because you know once you got that open, everything framed out, they're going to make sure that it's up to code. It's not a big deal. I mean, they make it sound like it's some big project, and well, I guess it is if you're in never mind. There's only 2 styles of fence panels at Lowe's. The price difference that big. Felicia bought the cheaper style. She's lying about that fence. Probably. I would imagine that, you know, it's easier to you know, talk a big game and not show any receipts. She was going to do a loft style bedroom. She was like, do a loft style bedroom. Just a lot. What? I mean, if you're building out something like that, why would you just do a bedroom? That makes no sense. Why building 1 bedroom? I mean, that's like practically nothing. She fed them filet steak that would have cost a lot. Probably Star. How you doing? Good to see you. Starzy. I hope you're doing really well tonight. Star, I meant to do this the other day and I always forget. I'll take care of it later. She fed them filet steak. I can imagine that. And then, of course, the post and all that other stuff too. And then the gift cards. And then there was the HG Christmas. That's not how it all started. Yeah, no, that's not how all of the fundraising started. That was just one of the grifts that they were doing. You know, they were calling it about running. We want to do something for the child for Christmas. Send money for gifts and send gifts. And here's where you can send this stuff. And they had a big gift opening pack or wrapping streams that they were grifting off of. So more people would throw money, and they sat around for 3 days wrapping gifts. Who knows? I don't know. And of course they probably chipped in some of their own money and bought some gifts, but then we also got stuff for Lynette and Preston, because this is for the family. That's what they kept saying. This is for the family. It's, you know, it's really bad that they're the only ones getting something. And then we're going to throw a party. We're going to throw this party. We're going to get Christmas lights. We're going to get all this crap. We're going to make it the most glorious Christmas this child has ever seen, because she couldn't go to Christmas on the creek. Well, she was welcome to go, and everyone said that. So it was money that didn't need to be spent. I mean, the only people that couldn't go were John and Lynette. I mean, we know how all this went. At least that's what she said. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if she can. I mean, I'm not allergic. Yeah, you had your whole house spray foam. That was 10 grand. It would have been more, but I have poured basement walls. Well, here's the thing. They didn't have to do very much in there. I mean, if you haven't seen the barn shed or whatever, it's not very big. and it's all open space. You know, you're not having to worry about a lot of that. You basically build out how your build out's going to be, and then you just do your spray foam in the damn thing. And I mean, if you're going to do spray foam, you could do it yourself. They sell do-it-yourself kits at Lowe's. I think it's like $100. And I think it covers something like 1,500 square feet. I mean, you can do up in the ceiling, you can do everything that you need to. The only thing is, whenever you're using spray foam on those kind of things, you actually have to have like a vapor barrier in between, which is like these plastic pieces that you set up in there, and then you spray over the top of those. So that way, if any moisture gets through, it just hits that vapor barrier. It's insane. Like, it's just insane. And you don't have to use spray foam in there. You could get the rock wool, which probably costs less. You can get, you know, any kind of fiberglass insulation. I mean, your spray foam is going to be the highest rating on it, but you can do any kind of insulation on it, especially if you're short on funds, which apparently they weren't short on funds. I mean, you're talking about saying that she also needs privacy. What better privacy do you have than having windows and curtains on the windows? And you could, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this. If you would have spent the kind of money that was being sent, and I mean, just a rough calculation. And I mean, I'm no mathematician at all. And just my rough calculation is there's probably close to $120,000 that was raised altogether. And we're talking about, you've got gift cards, you've got donations, you've got super chats that were coming in that were earmarked for those. You've got all kinds of gifts that came in through GoFundMe's, which somebody raised for an attorney. You've got this large of fluctuation of cash that came in. And I mean, that's just my rough guesstimate. You know, you're talking about what, 56,000 that we know for sure that someone donated. And what about all of the other people that were like, you know, donating $100, $500, $300, $600, $200, $2, $5 on a regular basis? You start adding all that stuff up. That's some bucks coming in. And those are bucks that should be going to someone else. You're not talking about Venmo, PayPal, all of that other money that came in. There would have been enough money to do a build out on this. And I'm surprised. I'm absolutely amazed that Lynette has it gone and hired someone, an attorney, and gone after her. And I'm telling you, the short term on this would be much easier to deal with than the long term on it, because that trustee is going to come for that money. That trustee ain't going to play. That trustee is going to be looking at that money and be looking at who had the money and did they claim it. And if they're trying to hide it, good luck. That ain't going to work. So the fence went up. We crowdfunded for the fence. Yeah, crowdfunded. That's called fundraising. At this point, it would have been better if you just did this. So that's when you don't have to worry about anything else. Well, there's a thing. I wanted to do a party for the child. Exactly. You wanted to do a party for the child. Some people think it was unnecessary. Some people think it was too much. Some people think, what? Look, I said I was double downing. I wanted her to have the biggest party I could give her. Okay, that was my thing. So you used donations that were coming in to have a party for a child that you could have used to get the house framed out. Think about that. That money. Early Tum Raider. Welcome, Tum Raiders. Welcome. Think about that. She took money that was for people donating to help that family out. They were donating for a party. And when you want to talk about bad use of funds, you know, all you had to say is, hey, we got this building here. Why don't we get this thing built out? Instead, they're fundraising for a privacy fence. They're fundraising for a Christmas party. They're fundraising for this. They're fundraising for that. Their latest one is like, we're fundraising for the barn dominium. They were actually fundraising for that. I guess they didn't get quite as much fundraising for it. You know, a lot of people would say, hey, how about we get this child into a bed? You know, you know what their next grift is going to be. I mean, you can see what's coming a mile away. All you have to do is pay attention. What do you think? Come on, chat. What do you think that next fundraising is going to be? What do you think it's going to be? Who, and you know their plays because you can see their plays before they even happen. $95 per 4x4 post? I don't think so. $95 per 4x4 post. 4x4 by 10, those, they have a 6-foot fence. Why would you do a 10-foot post? You would do an 8-foot post at the most. So you got 2 feet that go on the ground. And you could do a 6-foot post. Elfie, it's simple as that. I mean, look up, because it's a 6-foot fence. Do 6-foot fence, and you put your concrete in, and then you use an actual brace to, I'm trying to remember what it is off of it. Use an anchor to actually anchor it down. Those anchors cost like $1.97. You can get like a pack of 100 of them off the internet, off of like Amazon. You can get those stud holders that'll actually hold a 4x4 in place. Super easy to do. I mean, but if you are going to put it in concrete, you only need what, 2 feet of concrete around it. And that, because that wood is going to get soaked up. And they also do sell posts that you can do that are made on steel, and you just place them in the ground. I mean, was the fence necessary? Was the fence really necessary? Because apparently the fence didn't do jack squat, except maybe give them something to mount their cameras on so they could watch Jeremy. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. At this point, it would have just been better if you did this. So that's why you didn't have to worry about nothing else. Here's the thing. I wanted to do a party for the child. Some people think it was unnecessary. It was too much. Some people think, what? Oh, look, I said I was double downing. I wanted her to have the biggest party. People said she needed a privacy fence. I checked into it. I told people, well, look, hey, people could buy panels. We know we can do this. We have volunteers that'll put a fence up. No big deal. You know what I mean? But it seems like it was a big deal because you made a big deal out of it. Yeah, I chose a fence. They chose a different one after the fact. I said, so, well, okay, but why? Because people also sent money, okay, for the fence, through the fence. Okay, people send money for the fence. It says for the fence. It doesn't say, like, nobody sent me anything. It says for Metal Shell or for John or Harley. You know what I mean? They sent it for Harley. It was for Harley Jolly Christmas. Okay, nobody sent money with their names on it. It was for actual projects themselves. So money came in for the fences. We paid. Whoops. Hold up. Sorry, I had a bug fly on my shoulder. We paid extra for the fence panels. We had to pay for the posts. We had to pay for the screws, the brackets, the cage, the stain. The money came for that specifically too. The stain, which was supposed to be on the truck, but the stain seemed to not have been on the truck supposedly. I don't know. Okay. Stains, buckets, screws, cement. Oh, there's so much. There's a lot more to the fence. So no, the gift cards don't cover everything for the fence. Oh, then why were people buying that? I mean, they were donating money. Just look what Travis did at the Fun Tube Town 2.0. Barndominium was much more necessary. Yes. Cement and sand will not the pole wiggle because the sand would be loose and worse during a severe rainstorm. I pound a steel support into the ground from my bed box and then screwed the 4x4 post into it. The fence was never stained. Oh, it got stained. It got water stained. And, you know, the thing is with pressure treated wood, you don't actually have to even stain it. I mean, you can. It helps. But, you know, you can go without it being stained for a little while. And then once you put the stain out, what color are you going to do the stain? I mean, you've got a 6-foot privacy fence. A 6-foot privacy fence. Seriously? I mean, a 6-foot privacy fence I can look over the top of. It's not really, I mean, sorry. Wasn't it 56,000? No, but that was what you know of. We're not talking about the other money that came in. There's double that. Double that 56,000. This is only what we know of, what people actually is actually known. We don't know how much other people donated into it. Why? Because she never made it clear. See, it's unlike GoFundMe, for example. You set a goal of what you're trying to raise. Whenever you set that goal, GoFundMe goal, it can still go over that goal. You know, say for example, you put a GoFundMe up for, we need $10,000 to do a fence. Anything else is going to be used for a Christmas party for the child, and anything over the Christmas party is going to be used for the next, barn dominium, whatever it may be. And so you've made very clear what your goal is and what it's for. See, the reason they did it the way they did is because there's no set goal of what people are donating to. It's on a whim of the person doing the fundraiser. And it's also flying under the radar. There's no accountability for it. Well, what do you want to know how much was spent? Well, then you have to donate, and then I will email you. I mean, I would think that if I was to donate to something and I said, hey, I want to donate X, Y, or Z for this, I want to know that that's what the money is going to go for. And if it's not used for that, and you don't have the receipts for it, I'm able to go to GoFundMe and say, listen, they said it was going to be for this, and clearly they didn't use it for this. Whenever you see those donations go in, you can sit there and look at the GoFundMe and say, oh, look, they hit their goal. Plus they've got an extra, $100,000. They hit their $20,000 goal. They got an extra $100,000. Oh my gosh, isn't this beautiful? Now you can look at it and go, well, crap, they have this beautiful amount of money, this extra money. What are they going to use it for? How about we transfer all of that over and we start using it for the barn dominium or whatever the project might be? Say you go, well, hell, I mean, I've got the permits up there. Why don't we get part of the framing done so we can get started on this? And people will see that we've gotten this much work done on this barn dominium, and people would donate more because they're like, hey, how about I'm going to get you some gift cards, or I'm just going to go to Lowe's. I'm going to go pick up some lumber for you. I'm going to get some, what do you need? You need some 2x4s, 8-foot 2x4s, 2x4x8. Let me bring a whole, car load over there and load you up so you can continue on with it. But they never did any of this. Ignore the Eve in your previous statement. Depends on code. Where I live, max height for a fence is 6 foot. Right. And I mean, why wouldn't you put the 6-foot fence closer to the actual house? So, I mean, that would make more sense. I mean, having it alongside the road. Okay. I mean, is that really where you want to have a fence? I mean, unless you're, you can't, because anything beyond that would just be nasty. I mean, I don't know. See, people are talking about this as if they do everything, and they don't. Okay, only if you were the one there, you're the person who sent something or whatever, and even the person who's babbling about shit who sent something isn't even have it right. Okay, so I'm done with it. I'm done talking about you guys. Anybody there, doesn't matter what I say. If I showed them every damn receipt, but you didn't show a single damn receipt, and no one's, they're just going to say whatever they want. So I really don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. There was permits there. They expired. They had permit for March 2024. I didn't even meet them until November of 24. The barn wasn't going to get even touched or worked on until after January, after the holidays. We had someone that was going to do the framework. Then all of a sudden they had like 20 days left of permit. Tried to get them there faster. We ended up having to pull in another contractor. You can just get a permit renewed. I mean, that's the thing. You have your permit and you just go down and you go, I just need to renew my permit. I was hoping to get something in there, just ran into funding issues, and they'll give you another permit. Usually they'll just say, nah, honestly, we haven't done anything. We haven't been able to get a contractor out. Whatever it might be. Most places, most counties, whatever, be like, okay, well, we'll extend it out. Here's your extension on the permit. But they never did that. The problem is LP wants a champagne-style house on a zero. She wants a champagne-style house on a shoestring budget, Hey, Shizzy. Hey, chat. How you doing? Good to see you. And Debbie Baker. Welcome, doll.
Welcome to the shit
Show every single day. A new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, all of and buggery. Oh, yeah. They let the permit lapse 2 times. That's why they won't renew their permits. Well, usually you get your permits whenever you've got your other stuff lined up. But, you know, doing it out of order is still no excuse. I mean, you know, if you're really concerned about the child, you know, and now at this point, you know, who gives a shit? The permits, the wood, whatever. There was money raised for Lynette. Like I said, guesstimation for me, I would say it's probably close to 120K. And she is never going to see a penny of that. Nope. I mean, well, sure, she got a fence out of it, got her taxes paid out of it. Got what? A kitchen counter, some toilets, nowhere to put them. It's just like someone saying, hey, I'm going to buy you a car. And then they bring you over 4 wheels and an alternator. And go, well, the rest is coming. It's like, well, what's this? Yeah, but it's for a Maserati. Okay. Well, how does that help me? I mean, these are $3,000 rims. Each one of these rims costs $3,000. You should be impressed. You should be thanking me. I was like, really? For $3,000, you could have just got me some, you know, ratty ass piece of junk to get me from point A to point B. I can't do anything with this, and they're just going to sit here and rot. I mean, what, are you buying me a Maserati? No, we're going to get you a Chevelle. Chevette. But, you know, these are rims and tires for a Maserati. Like, there's no forethought. This is the reason why whenever you put a GoFundMe together, a real GoFundMe or Give, Send, Go, any of those kind of fundraisers, they have very strict rules. This is why they didn't want to use them. We told you guys this in the first place. We said this back in, November, September, August. I think it was like June, July. Hell, whenever I started covering this crap. I mean, good Lord. It's not unusual. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. They're claiming they don't have the blueprints. That's a damn lie. So whoever's making this post has no idea what they're talking about because the fence came first and then Harley, Jay, and then it was the bar. And then there was 3 projects and he has the freaking blueprints or whatever. Post these lies. I have no idea. I've been told here. These things get conjured up in people's heads and they say whatever they want. I don't care. But that's the truth. That's the bottom line. I'm just ready to talk to people and say, hey, look, I send this back to you. And now, yeah, it's about HG. That's all it was all ever about. See, this is them changing the narrative all over again. Over from Doug, hey, all. Well, once I get down here a little bit, we're getting caught up on some of this because I haven't seen all of this. And now because she doesn't have any building, going on her temporary electric pole will be shut off, probably. Tug raids soon. Oh, and we've got some good stuff for you. We've got a story for you guys tonight. And let me tell you, it's called Smokes, Lies, and Business Casualties. This engineer, that's all they've been talking about. Okay, something came up because somebody screwed up their own permits, knew about it, and did nothing. It was your fault that you didn't get anything done. Although I'm holding all your money, it's your fault. I would have given you the money had you just asked for it. It's all your fault. I just found out yesterday this person could have been paid in payments, which means payments should have been made, right? Okay. If you knew it was that important when you got your money, you should have started paying off and got yourself done whatever you needed to do instead of expecting other people to do it. It's all your fault, Michelle. You fucked this up. That's what she's saying. Oh, It's other people's fault. This has nothing to do with Lisa. It has nothing to do with me. I've never given Michelle any money, and there's no reason for me to. It's not her money. It was sent for the project. The project just happens to be on her property. Okay. Each project. So it's not hers. She's never sent anything. And she's not going to find out anything. He's bullshitting all of you. He's bullshitting. Personally, I would talk to the people that gave the money. But from what I understand, they're not talking to the people that gave them the money. They're refusing to talk to the people that gave them the money. They don't want to hear from the people that gave them the money. They've got issues with people that gave them the money. I think we need another song. We need another song. That's what we need. I'm gonna get you guys a brand new song here. Give me just a second and share screen. And we're going to give you a new song. Here we go. And add that one. Here we go. New song for you guys.
Yeah. Everybody talking. Everybody got something to say. Welcome to the parade. Welcome to the parade. I see them line up one by one, giving out names like it's something fun. They don't care who hears, they don't care who knows. They just want to be the one that gets chose. It's not about truth, it's about the show. Handing over pieces just to watch it grow. Every whisper dressed up like a fact, but I see the cracks where the truth pulled back. Informant paraded, yeah, they march in line. Yeah, they march in line. Informant paraded, trying to sell what's mine. Sell what's mine. Informant paraded. Every word's a trade. Every word's a trade. For a little bit of clout in the mess they made. You ever notice how they all got the same tone? Like they practicing the script on the phone. Somebody told them what to say, how to spin. They just carry it out with that little fake grin. They hand it to whoever's asking the loudest. Like the crowd gets points for the proudest. But behind closed doors it's a different face. And every single one trying to win the same race. Informant paraded, yeah. Yeah, they march in line. Yeah, they march in line. Informant paraded, trying to sell what's mine. Sell what's mine. Informant paraded. Every word's a trade. Every word's a trade. For a little bit of clout in the mess they made. No, I don't need to call them out, they out themselves. It's all on record, sitting on shelves. One day the march stops, but the tape still rolls. And the informant parade still chasing gold. Informant paraded, you can hear the drums. Hear the drums. Informant paraded, yeah, the snitch train comes. Yeah, the snitch train comes. And you can play that part like it's all okay. But the record keeps playing what you really say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Informant paraded. Yeah, they march in line. They march in line. Informant paraded. Trying to sell what's mine. Sell what's mine. Informant paraded. Every word's a trade. Every word's a trade. For a little bit of clout in the mess they made. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get down with your bad self. Yeah. Oh, I've got a few more, but what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the story that is based off of this transcript, and I guarantee you, this is one fun story. But I'm going to do this without a helmet because the helmet will wear my head out, and I'm going to do it in parts. So I hope you guys are ready.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
Chapter 1. The Martyrdom Monologue. The stream loaded with its usual bait and switch. A looping, two perfect avatars smiling like toothpaste ad, framed in fake lighting and flawless angles. No camera feed. No glimpse into reality. The viewers never saw the real Fleesa. They didn't see the sweltering garage she broadcast from. Smoke curling off of half-burned cigarettes in a chipped mug, or the stack of Rubbermaid bins pressed against the wall like plastic sentinels. They didn't hear the slow drip of oil under the workbench, or the smell of the stale mix of motor fluid in yesterday's takeout. What they heard was her voice. That voice. It came out gravelly and thick, the faint drag of Jersey in every vowel, the kind of tone you get from decades of chain smoking and starting arguments at gas stations. It was the sound of someone who'd learned how to turn complaint into performance. "Let me tell you something right now," the avatar said in perfect lip sync, while the real mouth behind it shaped the words in the shadows. "I don't care what he says. I'm not backing down. He's been after me for months, and I'm still here. I'm still talking, and I'm still telling the truth." The truth was whatever she needed it to be that day. Not facts, not proof, but a shifting narrative she could drop into DMs and anonymous tips to quietly scare off anyone thinking of working with Jeremy. This lawsuit wasn't about silencer. It was about the deliberate, months-long campaign she'd run to wreck his business from behind the scenes, but she didn't give them that part. "Oh, he's got lawyers," she said, her voice curling into something smug. "Big deal. That don't scare me. I've dealt with bigger clowns in my sleep. You push me, I push back harder. That's how it works." Chat rolled by with usernames throwing her digital nods of approval. The loyal ones knew the beats by heart, how she'd shift from defiant to wounded, from crusader to victim, all in the same breath. "I didn't start this," she said, each word weighted down like she was dragging a chain. "He did. He thought he could just run wild, do whatever he wanted to, whoever he wanted. Nobody'd say nothing. Well, I said something." That's what she didn't say. Was her something came from in the form of phone calls to vendors warning them off Jeremy, private messages to collaborators that just left enough unease to dissolve contracts, and well-timed tips that ended up in the hands of anyone who could hurt his bottom line. She gave a little snort of laughter, followed by the faint clink of a cigarette against a mug. "Now I'm the bad guy, right? Oh, she's dangerous. She's trying to take down his precious little empire. Please. The only thing I'm guilty is fucking telling people what I know." A pause, just long enough for her to take a drag. The exhale came through the mic as a soft hiss. "You know what's funny? He's the one out there ruining people's lives, but when I call him out, suddenly I'm public enemy number one." Avatar's head tilted slightly in algorithm's imitation of sincerity, while the garage Fleesa shifted in her chair, the metal legs squealing against the concrete. "I got no money to fight this, none, but I got heart, and I got friends. We got receipts. He can bring all the lawyers he wants in the world, and I ain't going anywhere." Receipts. Always the receipts. The mythical proof she waved like a talisman, but never actually produced anywhere it mattered. Not in discovery, not in evidence, just in her Discord servers and back-channel chats, ready to be teased, but never actually tested. "I'm not stopping," she went on, the Jersey edge sharpening. "That's what he wants. He wants me scared, wants me broke, wants me to shut up and go away. Nothing happening." Then, as if on cue, the pivot. "You come for me, fine, but you come for women and kids, I'll bury you." It was a line designed to sound noble, to make her fight seem like a cause instead of what it was. Targeted interference in someone else's livelihood. No one had come for women and kids. Jeremy had come for the contract she'd torched and the partnership she'd poisoned. But in that garage, with the fan rattling overhead and her avatar's perfect lined smile frozen on screen, she was untouchable. A warrior, a victim, the hero of the fight she'd picked herself. The avatar blinked. That was all the motion the audience saw. An AI-generated face, fresh and poreless, tilted ever so slightly as the software tracked the rhythm of her speech. It was a face you could sell makeup with, but not a single feature on it belonged to the woman behind the voice. In reality, she sat over a second-hand mic, the kind that, with a dent in the mesh from being dropped too many times, a cord tangled like it had been shoved into a drawer one too many times, her forearms stuck slightly to the table from the thin sheet of sweat in the unconditioned garage. It was that she was moving to wipe it off. "Oh, see, they want you to believe," she said, tone leaning conspiratorial, "that I am the one who's dangerous here, that I'm the kind of criminal mastermind out here taking down this precious little whatever he calls it." A pause, sound of her shifting in the chair. "Like I even care about his damn business, please." She laughed, short, dry, almost like a cough. "What I care about is people knowing the truth. And if that happens, to happen to make a few people rethink working at them, oh well, actions got consequences." Well, it was the perfect dodge. In her telling, she was just speaking truth. And if that's what happens to burn bridges for him, well, that was just life. In reality, those burns were the whole point. She tapped the mic. "You know, I've been doing this a long time. I've seen guys like him come and go. They think they're untouchable. They think nobody's going to stand up to them. And then somebody like me comes along, somebody who don't scare easy, and suddenly they're crying to the court." In the background, there was a faint rustle, maybe the plastic of a grocery bag shifting under her foot. Before she took another drag from the cigarette, "You can call me and sue me all you want," she said through the smoke. "You're going to think that's going to shut me up. Nah, I'll talk more. I'll talk louder, because I don't got nothing to hide. You hear me? Nothing." That was another favorite of hers, the "nothing to hide" line. It played well on a live stream, but it left out the fact that every time a subpoena came her way, the record got a little thinner. Files disappeared and chats couldn't be found. She leaned in. "And don't think I'm sitting here scared of court. I've seen what's in those filings. It's all smoke and mirrors. You get the right lawyer, you can take those apart in your sleep." Irony hung heavy. Same woman who'd spent months swearing she couldn't afford a lawyer was suddenly an expert on dismantling a federal case. "I mean, what's even in this claiming that I said something bad about him, that I told people the truth? Is that illegal now? Since when? Because last time I checked, you can speak true, you speak your mind in this country." Oh, she loved to frame it like this was about free speech, like she was some champion of the First Amendment instead of someone being sued for systematically kneecapping a man's revenue stream. "Besides," she added, "if I really wanted to ruin him, I could have done it a long time ago, but I didn't. I've been playing nice. He ought to be thanking me."
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
Oh, and I saw that very much. Thank you so much, Debbie. I saw that there was a nice gift there, and I've got a big thank you for you. I'm going to get you a whole foot of thank yous. How is that? Thank you so very much. And we'll go back to this one here. And we're bouncing between the two. I'm doing it in bits and pieces because the story is a long story. And I know that you guys are just itching for that story. It's so good. It is so good. I am enjoying every bit of it. Thank you so much, Debbie. That is for you. Appreciate it. And then we also got, there was another one that came in here. This came in from Lily Smith. Shizzy, I have clicked the button 4 times and then turned around and it's unclicked. What's happening? Don't know. I mean, you click it once, it hits the like. You click it a second time, it takes away the like. You click it again, it turns on the like, and you click it again, and it takes off the like. That's what's happening. Thank you very much, Lily. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You are so awesome. There we go. That's for you. Thank you so much. And you guys' support is great for this channel. It keeps me, and it just keeps me from like not freaking out. Fantastic. Yes. The slab isn't there. It's I am 15 minutes from ground zero. Slab isn't there. That sucks. Slab isn't there. The slab will need to be cut for plumbing. Now, it's not hard to do. I mean, slab can get cut for plumbing at any point in time before you run the plumbing, and then once you cut it, then you can put the plumbing in there. Just make sure that it's correct. That's it. There's no slab. No inspection was done for one. No plumbing, rough inspection. I mean, you could lay your plumbing out beforehand and then pour your slab over it. I think something like that. I don't know. I've never had to pour a slab, which is good. I'm not a contractor. Okay. See, she has, instead of saying she has a concrete floor, she had it done beforehand. So I don't know. If there's no slab, all you have to do is stub ends, then they'll have to pump the mud for the floor. Yeah. See, there you go. Killdozer knows about it. I don't know anything about it. I know the truth. I've been telling everybody that's what's been going on the whole time. Nothing's changed anything I've said about it. Okay, that's it. Now, if someone has something conjured in their head, like, I got an email and I don't open the emails because of what I see in the subject. That's not how it works. I mean, if you know this person, if you know that, and I'll just use this example. Say, for example, one of my good friends sends me an email and they're angry with me. Well, that's not a reason not to open the email. I mean, just because you don't like the subject of it, especially if you did them wrong, like, slipped his wife or his dog or something like that, then there might be one of those things where you go, well, yeah, maybe he's a little angry at me and I should read these, especially if it's someone that you're doing business with. You got to open those up. Last I saw, there was a long tube or hose running from the RV in there. When were they removing Lloyd's RV? Who knows? Dad, nobody knows what the truth is. They do. Awesome. You turned 65 yesterday. Oh my. And I didn't get you for this. Oh, well, this is for you then. Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, it's your day. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Carol Welsh. That is awesome. Wonderful. I'm glad to see that. I love it. And thank you also for the super chat. Oh, whatever. The barn is a mess. They could be living there on the cost. All have doors and windows. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I really don't. And that's the thing. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. That's a problem she's going to have to figure out. I didn't donate money to it. That was something that the Fleas were talking about raising money for. No, we're 56. We're dyslexic. I love that, Kippy. I love that. No, we're 56. There you go. I think she's doubling her age. She's just a wonderful 25. Okay. As soon as I said, we're not even reading it, not reading it because she's already coming here trying to attack me with that. She didn't speak to these two people I spoke to because she doesn't know who I spoke to. Okay. It's conjured in her head. And this is where it gets really crazy. It's like, really, how fast did you turn? Because the whole time it was like Jeremy's lying about all that he's saying about Lynette. The property smells fine. It doesn't stink. There's no mess there. The place is really clean. And how soon is it going to be? How soon is it going to be that she's going to be saying, the place is horrible. We need to get this child out of this situation. Guess what? I know someone who is a guardian attorney, does guardianships. Oh, how soon do you think that's coming? How soon do you think they start grifting money going after her? And you guys will pay for it. Every single one of you will be paying for it. What do you think? And so what, then all of a sudden, what does it change? That she agrees with Jeremy, that Jeremy was saying that the child, that he's concerned for the child, that something needs to be taken care of? And I mean, would you trust Lips or husband to do this kind of thing? Who'd you trust to do it? What, one of her little groups that she's starting to get together? Oh, come back next Monday. Oh, we'll take care of you next Monday. What? You're going to get these folks to do it, to jump in there. Oh, I see a new line of grifting coming. What do you think? I'm maybe, you know, I haven't. It's not like I haven't hit the nail on the head a few times already. You don't think that that's what they're going to be working on next? You don't think that that's what part of the plan was for her losing her shit on her? Especially whenever somebody started asking for the money. How do you know that's what it wasn't in the first time? Let's get her spun up. I mean, you have to remember, you're talking about someone that does PR. Just realized yesterday that Felicia is selling merch with her daughter's name and likeness on it. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Tammy. Because it's not about, she doesn't consider that her daughter anymore. That's coming next. Going to say, what kind of bad things is she going to say about her? Look at this. I mean, she's saying it right here, saying it right there. It's conjured in her head. And so the stuff is spinning from that point forward. So I do not speak anybody regarding to that. John's not the guardian. This is why it's so crazy here. John's not the guardian. He's got nothing in this game. My brain thinks I'm 25, like Shizzy said. That's right, Kippy. No, she isn't suing him. Not as far as I know, but she can't. She has no standing. If someone sent me money and said to give this to Michelle and I didn't, or I was saying, here, send me money for Michelle, which it did not happen, that'd be a totally different story. Michelle is HG's guardian or legal guardian. Think about that for a second. So what do you think their new spin's going to be? What does that spin look like? And I mean, I'm just pondering here. I don't know. I could be 100% wrong on this, but that's what it looks like. I bet that she smells like that burnt bag of poo Yamaha is so fond of leaving on my porch. Steven, if he does it again, I want to put a hurting on him. My brain thinks I'm 25. No, what do you think? What do you think happens here? What do you think ends up being the outcome of this? Whatever they're spewing a bunch of shit. So I want the truth. You're not going to get it here. You're going to get it here. And I'm really later. I've had enough. I've absolutely had enough. And I've been saying that kind of, and you know, I've done nothing but try to protect and make it so no further bullshit can happen, especially for my own chat. She had a fit because her message was removed that she was posting. I told her not to post in my chat anything about Harley, any of the cases she did. She got mad and she started saying stuff and insinuating that I've been doing something wrong and everybody's been running it with. Well, guess what? If you want to do that to me, then I'm here to try to help. Okay, I haven't been here in months because no permit. First, it's like we can't do this without a permit. And I was like, all right, well, let's just do it. You worry about the permit later. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So what are we doing? We're waiting on a framer. Okay, great. We got a frame. This is the kind of shit that gets you in trouble. Trying to put stuff up. Trying to do framing without a permit. Trying to do any work on that without a permit is going to get you in trouble. Maybe that's why they put the fence up. So that way the permitting people, whenever they came by, they couldn't say anything. If we get it done fast enough, we can have it done in a day. We get it done fast enough. They'll just leave it there. No, they'll make you tear it out. That's not how permitting works. And they'll fine you on top of it. There's a reason why they have permitting, to make sure that you're doing everything according to whatever plan you lay out. That's part of doing the permitting. while quite some time back, I had to do a bathroom. Like we had somebody else come in to do the bathroom. We had to get a demolition permit. We had to get a permit to do the plumbing, a permit to do the electrical, which we didn't have to do. But, you know, if we got the walls taken apart anyway, might as well. And a permit for whatever construction. We had to show them a plan of everything that was going to be done. If we're changing the footprint, if we're changing the layout, anything like that, we had to let them know. That's what we did. Ripping up the subfloor, pulling all of this out. Going to be putting in a new toilet. The tub's staying. We're just tiling it out. That's it. It wasn't any big deal. Actually, I think, yeah, that was it. That was really it. And it was super easy to do. It cost us, I don't know, 40, 60 bucks, something like that. I mean, but that was just because the work was already there and it was a small bathroom. Like, why would we pay a few $1,000s? It's not like we're building a house or redoing anything or putting in anything structural. It's just, yeah, we're ripping the floor out. We're going to tile the floor. And then we're going to put, I think it was a pocket door that we put in the bathroom because it was a small bathroom. You know, the door, if it opened up, it just hit the wall. So why not put in a pocket door? I mean, I don't understand this whole deal where, you know, you're having an issue getting permits unless you're just not doing the work. Well, thank you very much. Sometimes you do have they might make you pay 4 times the permit. Yeah, possibility. Yeah, Lynette doesn't keep anything clean. The RV was disgusting on the inside. So gross. I shudder to think what the RV bathroom looks like. Well, from what I understand, there is no RV there anymore. I don't know. I don't pay any attention to her property. I really don't. I couldn't even have told you that there was a barn on there. There was like some lean-to or something like that. But of course, I didn't look for that kind of stuff. I mean, her stuff does not matter to me. Thank you again, Debbie Baker. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you for the 20. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you again. LP said the permit will cost $2,500. Sure. I could understand it might be. I mean, I don't know. That's not my problem. All I know is she's not got the money. Somebody else is holding on to her money for her. Why isn't she going for that money? You know, here's the thing. You don't know how much money was there. And I would suggest, and it's just me, I would suggest taking up Tug's offer on that. Reach out to him and say, I don't want to talk to you about anything except for how to get my damn money. You know, that's just me. That's what I would be doing. I would say, you get whoever you need to. I give permission for that. They extend the permits 4 times. They have to start over from the beginning. There you go. Sure. I don't know. I have sent the schematics to Yamaha. Nice. LP said it was repossessed. Another time that it was moldy and for her changing of her story. We saw the pics. Yeah. I don't know. I don't go looking for it. I look at more of the court case stuff. It was just this particular thing really stuck out to me. And I wanted to write a damn story. I thought that writing a story for this would be good. So I do have a story. We're going to wait until we get to the end of this long blabbering, her bitching about the payments. See, I'm saying too much. Look, people can believe what they want. I no longer care anymore. All I know is I'm not going to screw over the people who entrusted me to do a project that was supposed to help HG. So that's all about HG. And I'll speak to those people. I already know this big donor says it's all about HG. So I'm not even going to go to him. I don't even have to do anything with that. It's going to go to HG regardless, or it's going back. That's it. I'm not dealing with any more shit. You want to try and turn around and talk shit about someone who's been trying to help you get their community to rally around you and help you because you come with your daughter. This is all about HG, and you want to try to do this to me. You can say whatever you want, but you're talking to someone, your friend, who knows your talks to me and tells them things. They wonder why they're not telling me, which means you're purposely saying paying them. So it gets back to me and then threatened me to go to public. Go public. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go public. She's telling you, Lynette, go public. Go do it. They need more help. Well, exactly. You haven't been there. Help. Entitlement doesn't look, but I knew it. Yeah, just Stratlover, what's up, brother? Go ahead, don't threaten me. Do whatever you got to do, whatever that is. And the only thing that I saw that people were sending me tonight was a friend. And I'm putting my fingers up in quotes. A friend seems to have all this knowledge, and apparently from her, well, she's got it wrong. And whatever people are reposting are supposed to. Lisa, why don't you just buy what else and need to liquidate the money? At least they have they have the material, and that's the only thing that's left. It was supposed to come as the framer, and that's what kind of happening now. And all of a sudden she says, no, we get an Indian engineer, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you knew we needed it, you got at least 3 payments. Why didn't you go and take care of there's my answer. If you had a permit, she's trying to say, I left a permit. No, I did not. Yeah, she did. See, Flea is spinning a real great story. Well, and this is the problem. She had the permit. Lisa had the money. If you have the money, then why aren't you handing her over the money? What you're saying? Because you're wanting to control everything. Well, in your being a control freak, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be pulling every single bit of that money. They're going to find where every single penny came from, where it went to. And whenever I say where it came from, did it come from PayPal? Did it come from Venmo? Did it come from any of these other places? And there's a big possibility, because it was coming over interstate travel, that becomes wire fraud, especially if it didn't go to the person it was said to go to. I need to remind people what we talked about here? I mean, I could go back, and you could go back and look at the damn stream where I talk about this stupid couple that gets this homeless guy. No, they got him an RV, set it up in their backyard, and then repoed it on him. And he sued him. They gathered, and people didn't realize how much it was, but it was over $400,000 for this homeless guy that they raised. And they only gave him about 20 grand of it, plus an RV. And they repoed that. Why? Well, because he would just use it on drugs. No, because they were using it to go to the casino and gamble it away. They were using it on buying brand new BMWs. They were using it on themselves, buying new handbags, buying new clothes. They were, they would throw him a little bit of money whenever he asked for it, but he doesn't really need that much money. They bought a $28,000 BMW. And his RV didn't even cost that much. This is the kind of shit that they did. And they got in a lot of trouble for it. They don't seem to understand this. Lynette doesn't want the barn finished because she won't have grifting for it any longer. Same with HG. She's not medically fragile. She needs HG to be disabled to continue the grift on her. That's a possibility. I mean, I don't know what the status of the child is. I don't care. I'm not interested in the child. I mean, I think that it's a bad situation that the child's in. That's not my problem. I can't do anything about that. There's nothing I could do about that. I wish I could, but that's not a situation I want to get into. I don't want to have anything to do with the child. I mean, yes, I'm concerned for the child, but there's nothing I can do about that. That is not something that I should be doing. I heard that case. It was crazy. Yeah, I covered it. Over here. Hell, I think it was just earlier last month, like mid time last month, I was talking about that particular case. I mean, I brought up all the news articles on. I brought up what actually happened in court. I mean, this couple They even went so far as, because it was such a large amount of money, they raised so much money so fast. But see, here's the thing. They did it through GoFundMe. They did that through GoFundMe. They scammed that much money out of GoFundMe. The reason why they can't raise as much money, because they're not running a GoFundMe. That's why they're able to get more money. Because there's nobody holding them accountable for what they're using it for. Nobody's looking at their bank accounts. I mean, whose bank account would you be looking at? Would you be looking at Lisa's? What's to say that she didn't transfer that all over to Gabe's, and Gabe transferred all of that over to somebody else, and somebody else transferred it over to somebody else, and they're just shuffling it around so nobody can figure out where it's at. Why do you think they're having delays on bankruptcy? Why do you think they're having all these delays coming up? Because she's starting to lose money, and she's needing that influx. They need a big influx of money. Where do you think that next big influx of money comes from? Do you think that big influx of money is going to come from this child? I mean, let's see. We're in August, September, October, November, December. What do you think it's going to be in the next 4 months? Do you think they're going to try to do another Christmas thing? That isn't going to work. They already tried that. So what do they got to do? Make Lynette look crazy. Make her look crazy. Hey, Lynette, you're crazy. So we're and guess what? We've been talking with all of these people that know how crazy you are also, and they're going to advocate that we get that child taken out of your care. But we can't do it without your help, chat. Let's save Harley Grace. What do you think it ends up being? Do you think that's what it ends up being? Another save Harley Grace moment? You think that's what's going to happen? Let's save the child. You think John gets in on it? He's their inside man. So she's going to agree with Jeremy that Jeremy's been saying something about this the whole time? I mean, what do you guys think is going to happen? I mean, she was able to get the child in her care. Do you think that she has any money now? Who controls the money? Grifting is never going to stop. She's going to be grifted off of, and they'll continue to use her name on T-shirts. They'll continue to use a cartoon image of her on the T-shirts. Who do you think's working on it right now? Why do you think they're so buddy with somebody that just happened to work with guardianships? Do you think that they would deal with her on any other level other than that? They're using her too. She may think that she's doing something noble. You never know. You never know. She might think that she's doing something noble, and she's just as crazy as the rest of them. Wahoo! Isn't that going to be great? Where do you think? What do you think happens next? I mean, you can spot these things coming a mile away. It's like, I mean, geez, my wife always hated whenever we would sit down and watch a movie or something like that, and I would just start going, well, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. How do you know that's going to happen? I'll probably be surprised, but no, that's what I'm like calling it now. And she says, I hate whenever you do that. I'm like, well, it's a movie. The script is already written. These people are bad PR. I mean, they're horrible at it. I mean, it's like watching that really large, slow guy that's trying to juke you in basketball, and you're just like, really? You're not fooling anybody. You can't dribble except what's dripping out on your chin, and that doesn't look great either. Jeremy was trying to stop the grifting. The fleas and those who have been brought in are continuing the grift. Right. Maybe they could sell bags of poo lying on people's porches. They probably would, too. They probably would do that. My hubby does the same thing. Light bags of poo on my... I want to have words with your husband if he's been lighting bags of poo on my, my porch along with Yamaha. Shame on him. Shame on him.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
The avatar smiled faintly at the pixels, curving into the look of calm satisfaction, while in the garage her mouth twisted around a cigarette, filter like she was biting down on the end of an insult she wasn't ready to throw in yet. The pause stretched long enough for her chat to fill with facts and truth teller emojis before she continued. You know what this is really about? It's about control. He don't like it that I can get on here and talk to you. He don't like it that I can say what I know and I have people listen. He wants to own the conversation, own the narrative, and I'm not letting him. The delivery was so clean, so well practiced that if you didn't know the docket existed, you might almost believe it. She was the scrappy underdog, the lone voice standing up to the big bad businessman, but outside the live stream bubble, the paper trail told a different story, one where every truth she dropped came with a strategic target and a measurable hit to Jeremy's bottom line. Look, I ain't perfect, she admitted, a touch of gravel in her tone. I've said some stuff maybe I shouldn't have, but it wasn't lies. And if you can't handle the truth, that's not my problem. There it was, the soft pivot into the half apology that wasn't really an apology at all. When she chuckled again, low and knowing, trust me, there's more I could say, a lot more, and I don't think he wants me to start dropping those receipts, because once I do, oh, it's over. The receipts again, always on the horizon, never in the room. You want to know why I'm going to keep going? She asked, and through the avatar stared forward in unchanging expression. You could hear the smile in her real voice, because he's used to people just giving up, rolling over. I don't roll over. Not for him, not for anybody. Well, she was talking about a man she'd spent months undermining like she was the one under siege, still making herself the center of a drama she'd created, still hiding behind an avatar that would never sweat, never smoke, never fumble for a lighter between sentences. And she wasn't even close to done. The avatar's lips moved in perfect sync, not missing a beat. That digital smile didn't twitch when she stubbed her cigarette in a coffee can that once held loose screws, or when she cracked open another Diet Coke with a slow hiss of carbonation that her mic picked up like it was a sound effect. Let me explain something to you, she said, voice curling around the words like she was letting the audience in on a secret. He's mad because I talk. That's it. He doesn't like that I can get on here, tell you what's really going on. People believe me. This is intimidation, pure and simple. In her telling, intimidation always flowed in one direction, towards her. The court filings, the affidavits, the screenshots, she pretended they didn't exist. None of that counted. What mattered was how she could spin it into a story where she was the one backed into a corner. You know how many times I've been through this? She asked, leaning close enough to the mic that her consonants hit hard through her whistling gap. Too many. I've dealt with worse, bigger fish. And you know what? I'm still here. They tried to shut me down before, and it didn't work then, and it ain't gonna work now. She liked to rewrite her own history mid-sentence, and the regulars in her chat never called her on it. The past was whatever she needed it to be, a scrapbook of made-up wars she claimed to survive. I don't care about the money, she went on. It's not about that. It's about principle. And the principle is you don't get to mess with people and not get called out. Well, it was a neat trick. Reframe her actions as moral enforcement and rather than calculated interference in someone else's work. Calling out sounded a lot better than targeting your contracts until they dry up. I've had people message me, tell me crazy things for keeping this, she said. They said, why don't you just walk away? You know why? Because if I do, he wins. And I don't let bullies win ever. Behind the avatar's steady gaze, a real mouth pursed, the skin around it marked with faint nicotine stains. She was the kind of person who could take the word bully and wear it like armor, even when the records showed she was the one doing the pushing. She flicked her lighter, but the flame didn't catch. And another thing, she said, the sound of the wheels sparking again. If I was lying about anything, they'd have shut me up already. You know it. I know it. The fact that I'm still talking means I'm telling the truth. Well, that was her favorite leap to logic. Still talking equals being right. Like the legal system was a playground where the kids still yelling must be the one who won. I got nothing to hide, she repeated, and then with a conspiratorial tone in her voice. He is the one hiding stuff. You watch, it'll come out. They always slip up. When he does, oh, it's going to be glorious. She savored the word glorious, dragging it out, letting it linger in the air like a puff of smoke. In her mind, slip up meant anything she could twist into an admission. People keep saying, please say you're brave for speaking out. The avatar's smile was still holding steady while the real fleas took a long drag, exhaled slowly. Let the gravel in her voice get thicker. I'm not brave. I'm just not scared. There's a difference. Brave is doing something you're afraid of. Scared, that's for another people, and I don't get scared. Truth was, she was scared plenty, just not of talking. She was scared of daylight on her real face, scared of evidence in the wrong hands, scared of her stories being compared side by side, but fear of exposure wasn't the same as fear of confrontation. I could have kept quiet, she said, sat there, minding my business, but that's not me. You come for me, you better become ready for a fight. Her fights were always self-declared, self-justified, and always somehow framed as defense. You know what the real problem is? She leaned forward closer to a mic, pick up the faint click of her teeth. He's used to people needing him. I don't know what's pissed him off. I can walk away from him anytime, but he can't stop watching me. He's obsessed. There it was, the inversion. She'd spent months following his business moves, live streams, whispering warnings to his partner, timing her streams to his content drops, and now she was the one being watched. You can't buy me, she added, a sudden burst of righteous heat in her tone. You can't scare me, and you damn sure can't tell me what to say. Another pull from the Diet Coke, the sound of the can hitting the desk. Besides, every time he tries to shut me up, all it does is prove me right. You notice that? It's like, thanks for the free publicity, genius. Now everybody's asking what I said. Chat filled with laughing emojis as she basked in the glow from the yellows. And still, the avatar's face never changed, a static mask over the woman in the garage who thought she was winning because she could talk. She settled in like she was just getting warmed up. Well, that garage air was heavy enough to taste. The stale cigarette smoke, the faint metallic tang of tools rusting in the corner. Somewhere under the table, an old fan hummed on low, not for comfort, but to keep the laptop from overheating. You know what gets me? She said, words dripping like molasses, stretching out into a rhythm she'd clearly practiced. He keeps saying I'm fixated on him, like I'm sitting here day and night thinking about him. Please, I got a life, I got things to do. I don't even think about him unless he gives me a reason. The line was a good theater, except the reasons she talked about were almost always things she'd done, gone out of her way to find. No one had to hand her a topic. She dug until she had one. And you know what else, she said, hitting that sweet spot between scorn and smugness. If I was obsessed, why wouldn't I even be talking about him here? I wouldn't waste my time on someone who doesn't matter. I'm just talking because people deserve to know what he's about. She was unaware, or maybe fully aware and unconcerned that her words contradicted each other in the space of two breaths. That's what her real talent, weaving the contradictions so tightly into the monologue that her chat never even noticed. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, she continued, her voice riding the edge of a smoker's rasp. He's the one keeping my name in his mouth, not the other way around. He's watching me. He's tracking me. I don't got to lift a finger. He does all the work for me. In the glow of the avatar that sounded like power, in the reality of the garage, it sounded more like someone trying to convince herself she wasn't the one refreshing his feed. Every time I go live, people showing up with something new said about me, she went on. And you know what? I laugh. I sit here and I laugh because it's pathetic. You could be doing 100 other things with your time, but no, you got to talk about me. She drew out that last me like a hook in a pop song, like her own name was supposed to land as a punchline. It's projection, she decided, tapping the table for emphasis. That's what it is. Everything he's doing it. He's the one trying to wreck lives. He's the one stirring up drama. I'm just defending myself again. You know what I think? She, like, that again. Well, it was her proof. It was a pattern that she was the constant target. It skipped right past the possibility that maybe, just maybe, she was the common denominator. You know what I think? I think he's scared. I think he's scared of, I've got the guts to say what everybody else is too scared to say. That's why he's running to the courts. That's why he's crying to the people. He wants to shut the door before more people hear me. It was vintage fleece of logic. Court equals fear, not accountability. Lawsuits weren't about harm she caused. They were about the flailing of someone too weak to take the truth. I don't care who's got in his corner. You line them up, I'll take them one by one. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Slightly accent, sickeningly thicker, like her vowels got heavier with each drag of her cigarette. Because I'm not the one in the wrong here. He is, always has been, always will be. She loved these sweeping declarations. No room for nuance, no gray area. In her mind, saying something with enough certainty was the same thing as proving it. And for the record, she said, voice dropping to that faux intimate register that made her audience cleaner. I don't care if he loses everything. That's not my problem. If you can't run your business without talking to people, maybe you shouldn't be in business in the first place. Avatar slightly blinked, the digital equivalent of a shrug. While the garage, she leaned back in her chair, the sound of the seat creaking under the weight of her body. You can't ruin someone who's solid, she declared. If he gets ruined, it's on him, not me. Well, now the mental gymnastics were Olympic level. Dismantle a man's revenue, then call the damage proof of his weakness. You watch, she said, a little spark of excitement into the gravel in her tone. This whole thing's going to blow up in his face. He came after me thinking I'd back down. Big mistake, big mistake. Then she let those words hang, just savoring the weight of them. And in that moment, you could almost see the story she was telling herself. Not a woman in a garage under a fake face, but a heroine standing on the edge of a final showdown, righteous and unstoppable. You watch, she says, settling that husky, triumphant register like she's dropping a trailer line. This whole fucking thing, it's going to blow up in his face. He came after me, thinking I'd back down. Big mistake, big fucking mistake. She lets that silent breeze, queen of the dead air, because in her head the crowd is roaring, the words starting up again, slow and syrupy, like the cigarette she wishes she had lit, but just keeps forgetting to. You know what he doesn't get? Court isn't where the truth goes to die. It's where the papers get shuffled. He thinks paper beats people. I got receipts. I got all of it on my fucking channel. He's over there filing whatever he's fucking. Oh, he's always ruining my business. Oh, I'm over here like, babe, your business ruined itself the day you thought you could silence me. She chuckles, pleased with the cadence. If your empire can't survive one woman talking, it's not an empire. That's cardboard in the goddamn rain. She slides right into prophecy. He'll throw deadlines at me. Motions the whole kitchen sink. I don't scare. I've seen worse. I've had worse. You think I lose sleep over a fucking cease and desist? Please, I read that in the car, red light, and laughed my ass off. A little clatter. Something on the table. Then she's back. He wants the judges. Bring him. You can't injunct the truth. You can't gag a mouth that never lies. If you try, congratulations, you just put a spotlight on me. You just told your whole fucking audience I got under your skin. Voice softens that faux conspiratorial whisper. Regulars eat up. Let's be real. He's scared of discovery. Oh, he loves the word when it's about storage units, right? Look what I found. Yeah, okay. Let's do discovery in front of a judge, sweetheart. Let's turn over messages, emails, DMs. Let's see who's really been pulling the strings, who's paying who's screen capping my live and sending it around. We can do that. We ain't got all night. Then she swerves, as always, into the Michelle and Barnes spiral because every road leads back to the same grievance carousel. And while we're at it, she says, the rasp catching, I'm sick to death of here, and I did nothing. I did the party. I did the fence. I organized the lumber. I paid the taxes so a certain somebody couldn't buy the lien just to wave it around like a trophy. You remember that? Yeah, I handled that out of the barn budget because it needed doing. A breath. She resets the scene with that practice-wounded authority. The friends went up first, then the party. Then the barn. Everybody who knows it. The ones posting fairy tales on Facebook, they weren't there. They never are. They just want attention. She keeps going, the rhythm tightening. We had gift cards, we had cash, we had volunteers, we had people buying screws, brackets, cement. Don't sit there and say the fence was paid for with gift cards. No, it fucking wasn't. I still got the little envelopes that came in. I sat there, scratched the codes while the guy scanned them one by one. And when the gift cards ran out, I paid the difference. Another B, the old familiar target, permits. She says, almost smiling at the words, you want to talk permits? Data permits in March, 8 months, 10 if you got the holidays. Nothing got done on it, not a nail. And then when the clock's about to run out, guess who's the villain? Me. Lisa won't handle the permit, honey. You knew the engine that was needed. You knew it couldn't be done in payments. You got paid 3 times while that clock was ticking. Don't stand in my fucking chat. Tell me I'm the reason your paperwork expired. She leans into the mic. And still, I lined up the framer. Permit or no payment. We're going to get inside done. Bedroom frame, electrical, rough ends, plumbing lined up to septic, toilets hooked up. At least the basics of that little girl had a door and a light that turned on. That was always the assignment. Get HG a bedroom. The rest could come later. Then she pivots. Because the sanctimony tastes better with a sprinkle of a threat. Now, I'm at the point where I got 2 choices. 1, the framer comes and here's 2 guys, do what they can done. But what's left? What's the money gone? It's fucking gone. Or 2, take what's left and put it in a trust for HG, school, future, something locked away where nobody can guilt, graft, or guilt trip it away. And before anybody chirps, yeah, I'll ask the folks who donate if that's what they want. Because that money was for her. Not for me. Not for the content. Not for clout. It was for her.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
Hey, Roy became a YouTube member yet again. Yes, good to see you, Roy. And there was somebody else. I'll catch you up here in just a second. But first,
Welcome to the shit show.
oh, yes.
Every single day.
A new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, poppycock, balls, and fuckery.
We'll it all over again.
Anyone would follow I watch, so you don't have to. Her synopsis of Lisa's show is hilarious. She's gifted with writing like Shizzy's so funny on board. Oh, I love her stuff. She is glorious. She is absolutely glorious. You are so awesome. When can you do my eulogy? Well, but see, I'd have to know you, and I don't know you, so that's something there, you know. I can probably write one. You know, like here lies Kippy Travern. She felt so special in this life. It was a wonderful place to be. She enjoyed family, pets, and all the wonderful things in life. And sadly, she left us at too early of a time. But that's okay, because we will meet up with her very shortly, and we're going to throw a party in her name. It will be called Kippy's Dippy's Little Skippies. Thank you, Kippy. Appreciate you. And Debbie Baker said, I've got to hear that song one more time. Here we go.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day, welcome new members.
A new flavor of fuckery.
'Cause everybody's such a sinner, dumber than a bag of twats. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, poppycock, ball up, and fuckery. All over again. Disabled audio. The court date for Fed 1 is till August of 2027. Oh, well, that's not true. In a sense it is, but see, get this case, we should wake up and get this case moving. It's gone on so long, it seems like it would take another year for this to end in Jeremy's favor. It wouldn't matter whose favor it is in. So here's the thing. Fed case 1 is stalled. It's on standby. Okay, and the reason that it's on standby is because Lynette filed bankruptcy. Okay. Also, in Fed case 2, it's on Fed case 1, it's standby because John Cook is in the same boat with her. So the judge was like, well, there's no point moving on because their case is so closely tied together. So that's stalled there. Now, Fed 2 case is a different case altogether. Okay, Fed 2 case has to do with damaging a person's business. Okay, and that's why you have all of the people that you have in there is because they were damaging his business by their actions. So what's going to happen in Fed case 2, Lynette's part of it is stalled while everybody else can move on. Okay, so this case could end and hers could come catching up pretty damn quick. I don't think the judge is probably very happy because they kept saying that they were getting a judge for her case in Fed 1, Fed 2, Starks, all this kind of crap. And then, of course, the way that they did that was by hiring an attorney, getting a lawyer to file bankruptcy. That's sort of stalled everything. Now, the bankruptcy case is going to be coming to a head in September because that's whenever they need to sit down and meet. Whoever is filing her stuff is supposed to have all of that information in by that period of time. And apparently he doesn't have everything in, asked for more time. The trustee said, fine. So that one's going to move forward. Now, the Fed case 1, Brandy has to report on that in August for Fed case 1. Her fire's going out. Time to go in. I have to be up at 7 a.m. You have a good one, Kippy, and I'm glad to see your bonfire went and it's all safe. Love the shit song, so I have it downloaded. I know it. It's awesome, isn't it, Janice? It's not my song, but it's awesome. So in that particular one, what is going to happen with it? Hold on just a second. I want to do this because I need to mark where I'm at here. And we to highlight that. Just a second. Highlight it. There we go. So that way I can save that because I'm going to come back to this story. Probably not tonight because I'll run out of time. I might be able to do. I might be able to do just one more. I'm looking to see how many more pages chapter 1 is. Because that really tears up my voice doing that. Let me see. I'm looking to see where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I still got more chapters to go. You'll be back tomorrow night. Well, awesome. That'll be good. Okay. So now you also have Stark's case that's going on. Now, from what I understand, and I haven't been able to confirm this, so I'm taking it as being true, but like I said, I haven't been able to confirm this, that Scott Stark unfortunately has passed. Okay. That's not anything that anybody wants to go through with their family. Now that puts it into a bit of a quandary because Scott Stark was under court order to be at the court to answer for the sanction hearing, which his client is on the hook for part of this in multiple cases. Let's put it that way. He was on the hook for it in multiple cases, but now that he has passed, what happens is another attorney has to step in. Okay, another attorney is going to step in. They're going to basically finish out that case. Most likely that attorney that closes out that case, unless he screws up really bad, he's not going to get Scott Stark's sanctions, but they could go after Scott Stark's estate for sanctions if they so desired. It's not abnormal for that to happen. And you know that they can put even because an attorney is still responsible for that, and they're usually set up to handle those kinds of things, whether it be malpractice or whatever, and they'll just settle out of it and move on. As amount of sanctions probably are not going to be, you know, like millions of dollars or anything like that I would think. Who knows the amount that they'll be asking for. Shouldn't Stark's malpractice insurance cover sanction for Stark? If he had it, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I do know that another attorney will come in, they'll handle it. You'll know more as that comes out. Now, also, you have Lips that decided she was going to file a lawsuit against Jeremy Hales, Megan, Tug, and some other people. Now, that lawsuit, she canceled the lawsuit. She dismissed it without prejudice. But she sort of hit that spot where it took too long. She had service accepted by Jeremy Hales. And I believe Megan and Tug, because the way that she filed it, dropped it, and filed it again. And so they're basically wanting to make sure that she doesn't do this crap again. There you go. And then you've got that case that's going on. So there's lots of cases going on inside of this. I don't know. This is not a place that I would want to be, but his estate is still on tap for sanctions. It can be. And sometimes a court might just say, no, we're not doing that. That's at the court's discretion. But Lynette could have to pay all those sanctions. Now she may still be having to pay all of those sanctions, especially if she knowingly and willingly did things that she wasn't supposed to do. Like, for example, if she was supposed to show up in court, didn't show up in court, she decided to pull out at the last second and then leave an attorney sitting there. She might have to pay those attorney's fees for not only the attorney, but for the client having to travel there. Now, that's not cheap, and you start adding that up over the multiple times that they went through this stuff. Plus, you're looking at not only Jeremy Hales, but you're looking at the DUI guy that actually came down for that hearing to Florida. Who's going to reimburse him for that time that he came down to get this handled? But his estate. So, I mean, and for them to pull out at the last second, you know, that could all fall back on Lynette. Like I said, Lynette, you may want to get your money out of Fleeza because you've got those sanctions coming. Night, Shizzy, night chat, bedtime. Oh, well, you have a good one. And if you guys are interested, I've got one more song, and I'm going to see if Sometimes MG likes to go on Saturdays and play, and like he did today, I will probably be joining him over there. We'll have a little bit of fun. He looks like he said that about 11 o'clock. Well, if the judge listens to Stark's deposition, he will likely be aware that Stark knew nothing at all about his own case and therefore likely sanctionable. Though the judge was there. The judge was there for his deposition. They did that in the court. And more than likely, only a certain part of that will be brought in. But I do have one more song for you guys, so give me a second. Close all tabs, and yes. And I'll play one more song for you because, well, that's how generous I am. And share that, and that, and add, and that. There we go. So one more song for you guys. This next one is called The Burn Victims Club. So here we go.
Yeah, I know who's in the club.
Once you've been burned, you don't forget.
Welcome to the Burn Victims Club, baby.
They thought they could play me. They thought I wouldn't see. But you mess with the fire, you end up like me. Once you're in, you don't get out. That scar stays deep, that's what I'm about. It's not revenge, it's just how it goes. You break the trust, everybody knows. Some people lie, some people steal. Some folks smile, but it's not real. Burn Victims Club, yeah, we keep receipts. Burn Victims Club, you can't delete these streets. Burn Victims Club, one strike you're in, and we don't hand out no second wind.
I've been burned before, I've been burned again. That's why I keep my circle thin. You tell me a secret, I can hold it tight, but you cross that line, you're out of sight. I don't make the rules, the game makes them for me. I just learned how to play so I don't get towards sea. Every name in my head, every face I recall, got a place in the book, and it's written in all.
Burn Victims Club, yeah, we keep receipts. Burn Victims Club, you can't delete these streets. Burn Victims Club, one strike you're in, and we don't hand out no second wind. You don't even know when you're on the list, but when the fire comes down, you can't resist. I don't go looking, the names find me. That's how the Burn Victims Club will always be. Burn Victims Club, yeah, it's set in stone. Once you've been burned, that's the zone you own. And you can call it petty, you can call it rough, but the Burn Victims Club don't bluff. Yeah. Let's say the Burn Victims Club, man. Burn Victims Club.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a boys band, doesn't it? Everybody, I am going to end it here. I'm going to send you all over to MG. I'm going to go harass him for a little bit because, well, what is better than playing a few games with MG? Everybody that is here, I will see you on MGs if you make it over there. If not, well, then I'll see you again very soon. We've still got more of this story to go. I haven't even finished chapter 1. Ooh, like I said, it's glorious. Everybody have a wonderful night. See you again very, very soon.
was done. Bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free. It's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burnt out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Gundam will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.
Every